And it happens in my interpersonal relationships as well. Just a couple days ago, my wife Mindy asked me if I'd ever done a German sandwich with butter and chives on rye bread. The Strammer Max with ham and egg, I asked. No, that didn't sound right to her. Turns out that it's called Schnittlauchbrot. That's Schnittlauch, the German word for chives, and Brot, the German word for bread. So literally, chive bread. The name of this open-faced sandwich might sound familiar to longtime viewers. And you might be wondering why you're looking at a shorter bearded, roly-polier version of Jim on your screen. Well, I first made a video about Schnittlauchbrot about 2.5 years ago. The sandwich is simple enough, just butter and chives on good rye bread, that it doesn't necessarily invite deeper analysis. But I just finally got around to writing about it on the website, and I have learned 2 more things since I made that video in October of 22. First, a number of Germans jumped into the comments to let me know that the simplest way to make the sandwich is to spread the butter on the bread and then, instead of sprinkling chives onto the butter, simply invert the bread, butter side down, onto a plate full of chives. The chives stick to the bread in a perfect layer and voila! Schnittlauchbrot. It's a pretty good method for getting even coverage, but not necessarily if you want to really pile on those chives to the point where a gust of wind or a sharp exhale sends them eddying into a cloud around the bread. Second, I have read a few Schnittlauchbrot recipes that use quark in place of butter. Quark is a kind of dairy product popular in Central and Eastern Europe, but almost unknown in the US. It's a fresh cheese made by souring milk and draining away the whey until a desired thickness and consistency is reached. I have found a similar Polish product at Jean's sausage shop on the north side called tworog, but it was thicker than what I was looking for, more crumbly than spreadable. Not something that could really successfully be used to glue a pile of chives to bread. So this time around, I made my own quark, heating whole milk to around 78 degrees Fahrenheit, and adding both a powdered buttermilk culture and some cultured buttermilk, then letting that slowly ferment at room temperature for around 48 hours before draining some of the whey until it reached a thickness and texture similar to Greek yogurt, but with a flavor that's a little more bitter than yogurt due to the different culture used. As for the Schnittlauchbrot, I used the same process with quark that I did with butter. Spread it on the bread, then dip it in the chives. Now, quark is not salted, and that lack is the first thing I noticed about this version of Schnittlauchbrot. But that's easily corrected with a sprinkle of the good stuff. And with the salt in place, this is a terrific snack. Quark is sour and a little bitter, which complements the slightly grassy and mildly oniony flavor of the chives well. And all of these work on the earthy, chewy rye bread. There's no real history to unpack here nor specific cultural relevance. After all, nearly every culture that has both bread and butter has combined the two since time immemorial. Bread and butter, while certainly Eurocentric, is within that sphere as nearly universal a snack as our world has produced. And chives, well, chives grow just about anywhere. And if you know what to look for, you can grab them by the handful along the side of the road in many places. And in all but the most bitterly cold weather. Combining them this way seems almost inevitable. And it doesn't hurt that it's pretty darn tasty as well.